Hey there, brave sister, brave mama heart, who is going through the unthinkable, the I never thought we'd be here moments. When your child, your man cub, is making adult choices that will affect the rest of their life, and they just don't see it. Hard, very hard. Sometimes the what is best hurts the most. And when you can't see a good end, and I wish I could say I knew that this is going to have a happy ending eventually. I would like to believe that. I'm praying for that, of course. But with substance abuse, hard to say about your child, especially your baby, or any of your babies, I guess. Yeah, at this moment, I have a child who's just brain sucked out. I don't know what's happened to him. And my dog is demon possessed. I'm sure of it. And she's on the back porch in a small kennel in timeout wailing. She has all the other dogs in the neighborhood howling. Yeah. And I'd like to howl with them personally. You want to be dignified. You want to say, oh, I have all this faith. And I do have faith. But this morning, the feelings of not abandoned. I don't feel like God has abandoned me at all. So that's not it. It's not hopeless. I guess it's more helpless. And we are helpless. Our children get to a point where we just can't fix it anymore. We can't protect them anymore. And it's come too soon for this one. They've made choices and making choices that are not healthy, that are not consistent with their raising. And this mom is wanting to take on some of that, take on that shame, that blame, that guilt. And, my feelings are one thing, and my faith tells me another. God may heal this. God can fix it. But the child, the man cub, who is now more man than cub, he has to want it fixed. And doesn't really necessarily think there's anything wrong to be fixed. And then, you have all these rush of feelings. Well, did I spoil him? Did I do too much? Did I not do enough? What did I do wrong? And he and I have talked about that. And it's just what he wanted to do. It was just his choice. And, I believe God, sorry, the dog's wailing again. Our feelings are just that. They're our feelings. Our faith has to be stronger than our feelings. We have to seek to let the faith rule our life. Not the faith rule our life, but because we want God and Jesus to rule our life, but we want our faith to surmount our feelings. I'm feeling all kinds of just woe and heartbreaking, and if you're not careful, there's a song, it's a country song, and I'm sorry I forget who sings it, but and all my children, Rodney Atkins, I'm pretty sure that's who it is, but if not, I'm sorry, but it's your feelings are like a bottle of Jim Beam, they'll lie to you, and or like I'm sorry, I messed that whole up. It's your feelings are like, and I always say this because I always say your feelings are like that genie in the bottle of Jim Beam. She'll lie to you, and they'll lie to you every time. But your faith in God, your faith that and this is why we study hard, why we pray hard in the good times, because these bad times are going to come, or what we call bad times, and God may, just because God works miraculously good out of them, doesn't mean He causes them. He doesn't. This is not God's will or plan for our lives. It's the road that an individual in our family has just decided to take, and it affects all of us. It doesn't just affect me. It affects his stepdad. It affects his sister, his brothers, his niece, his nephews, his grandparents. It's going to affect all of us. He doesn't just do things in a vacuum, and I am so overwhelmed with feelings right now, and it affects also the person who I say is my best friend, and so I don't want to burden her with everything either. And it's just hard for the mama heart. And my husband said this morning, we have to be brave, don't cry. And Mama, oh sweet Mama, I wish I could just take your little hands in my, your face in my hands right now and say, cry, just cry. If those tears are coming, don't feel ashamed for those tears. God collects them, and they mean something to Him. They're important to Him. Maybe a sacrifice poured out. I don't know, but I do know that tears aren't a sign of weakness. I know they make people uncomfortable, and I know we always want someone else's tears to stop. But if you're a crier like me, just like Mandisa says, just let those prayers roll down your cheek. And maybe tomorrow that we'll be past this sorrow, but tonight just cry. It doesn't mean that we don't trust Him. It doesn't mean that we don't believe. It doesn't mean that we don't know He's redeeming everything. And that is the message that I keep getting this morning, and I got it yesterday morning. That God redeems everything. I don't know how. I don't know when. And it may not be this side of it. It may not be this side of His glory. It may be the other side. But my son will be. He's been redeemed. And so he's chosen a hard path here. We all have hard. Life is hard. But he's chosen a really, really dangerous way to go. And hard for Mama's heart. But I read it yesterday in Ann Voskamp's Greatest Gift. He's redeeming everything. And I think I got that book in 2013, maybe. It seems like I saw that date in there where I wrote a note. I didn't read it last year. I read it, I guess, 2 years, 2013, 2014 at Christmas. I didn't read it last year. And I don't know how I skipped over He's Redeeming Everything. But I found great consoled yesterday when I read that He is redeeming everything. And my Redeemer lives. And so I can face today. We won't even get into tomorrow yet. Because it's just morning. So He's redeeming everything. And our Redeemer lives. And our feelings are like that genie in the bottom of the gym bottle beam. They'll lie to you. So be brave. Grow your faith. Grow your faith so it can carry you. So you know, it's not so much a carrying as it is a lifeline to God Himself. That faith is just like a cable, I guess, an umbilical cord, I don't know, that goes straight from God to me. And so that's good. Y'all have a blessed day. I love you, but God loves you more.